Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1-2 of May-June 2015. So let's move on to question number 1. So we have here, given that the graph of y does not meet the x-axis, find the possible value of k. Now, what is the equation of the x-axis? At x-axis, the value of y is equal to 0. So that is your equation for your x-axis. So it does not meet, find the possible values of k. So let's replace y in your equation. You will have, this will be 0 equal to 2k plus 5x squared plus kx plus 1. So by observation, this is a quadratic equation where a is 2k plus 5, b is k, and c is equal to 1. So because it does not meet, we have to know that b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. So let's find b squared minus 4ac. So b squared, that will be k squared minus 4 times a times c must be less than 0. So let's expand and see what happens. We will have k squared minus 8k minus 20 is less than 0. So from this we have to find the critical values. So we have to factorize. K squared is k times k, and 20 is, it can be 2 times 10, so 10, 2. To get minus 8, we have to have minus 10 plus 2. So the critical values will be k equal to minus 2 and k equal to 10. Now we have to look at this graph. So what is the shape of this graph? Since here we have 1 and it is positive, it will look like this, right? Now this value here will be minus 2 and here will be 10. Now we have to find where it is less than 0, means below the line. So this is true when it is between those two values. So your value of k will be between 20 and minus 2. That will be your answer for part question number 1. Now question number 2, we have show that this is equal to this. So we have to simplify from the left hand side. Now what is tan? So tan theta will be equal to sine theta over cos theta. Now what is cot? Cot theta is cos theta over sine theta. Now we have to simplify tan theta plus cos theta, so this plus this, that will give you, so you have sine theta over cos theta plus cos theta over sine theta. So now because we have different base, we have to make it become the same base, so we find the LCM. In this case, we can just multiply by each other. It will become cos theta and sine theta. Then we have to cross multiply, that will become sine squared theta plus cos squared theta. Now as you can see, this becomes 1, so that is 1 over cos theta sine theta. Now what is cosec? So let's write down cosec. As you guys must know by now, cosec theta is 1 over sine theta. Now let's replace everything back in your equation. So top you will have this 1 over this, and divide by cosec, which is 1 over sine theta. This is equal to 1 over cos and sine times sine over 1. So when you send this up, it becomes like this. Now these two cancel out. So your answer is 1 over cos theta, and this is sec theta. So that will be shown as required. That is your question, part number 2. Now question number 3, find the inverse of this matrix. So let's do that. So to find the inverse, we must first find the determinant. Cross multiply. 4 times 3 is 12 minus 10, that should be 2. Now the adjoint matrix is equal to what? So we have to switch the position. This is 3, this is 4, become minus 5 and minus 2. So the inverse is equal to 1 over 2 times this matrix. Okay, now we have to solve this, so let's send these values on the right hand side. You will have 4x plus 2y equal to 8 and 5x plus 3y equal to 9. Now if you express this in terms of a matrix, it will look like 4, 5, 2, 3 x, y equal to 8, 9. Okay. Now to find these values, we have to eliminate this one. So to eliminate this, we can say, so first let A equal to this matrix. So to eliminate this, we have to pre-multiply this by A inverse times A. That will be xy equal to A inverse times 8, 9. So these two will be becoming your I matrix. So this is become x, y is equal to A inverse, as we have seen, it is equal to this. 1 over 2, 3 minus 5, minus 2, 4, times 8, 9. Now let's find the values. So we have to multiply this, so rows by column. So 3 times 8 plus minus 2 times 9, that should be, so we have half outside, that should be 6. And minus 5 times 8 plus 4 times 9, that should be minus 4. So by solving this, you will have 3 and minus 2. So your value of x will be equal to 3 and y is equal to minus 2. This is your question number 3. Let's move on to question number 4. So the diagram shows a circle, as you can see, with center O and radius 12. Okay, that is good to know. Now, the points A, B, and C lie on the circumference of the circle such that angle AOB is 1.7 radians. So AOB here is 1.7 radians. And the angle AOC is 2.4. So this is 2.4. Okay. Question part 1 is to find the area of the shaded region. So let's have a look, where is that area? So as you observe, the area is made up of this sector and this triangle. So we have two parts for this area. So let's find them one by one. So it's A. Let's call this one B. So how would you find the area of A? So pretty easy. It's only area of a sector. So A is what? Area of sector, right? We just use your formula that you will know. Half r square theta. Half is half times r square is 12 square. Theta is the angle, which is 1.7. That is also given to you. So half times 12 square times 1.7. That should be 122.4. That's the area of A. Now what is the area of B? So if you observe, B is a triangle with these two sides as your radius. So this is 12, this is 12. So what is this angle? Okay, so to find this angle, you observe that this complete angle is 2 pi. We know this and this, so we can find this by doing a simple calculation. So 2 pi minus 1.7 minus 2.4. So 2 pi minus 1.7 minus 2.4, that should be 2.183. 2.183. So now let's write down the area of B. So B is area of triangle, right? A triangle, it is a BOC. So using your formula again, half sine of the angle, which is 2.183, times 12 times 12. Let's see what we have. So here we have to use radians. So we have half sine of the angle times 12 times 12. That should be 58.915. So finally, for the area, it will be A plus B. So A plus B is plus 1 to 2.4, that should be 181, correct, to 3SF. 181 centimeter square. That's for part 1. Now for part 2 is to find the perimeter of the region. So we have to find this side, this side, this side, and this side. So we first have to find the arc AB, which is this one. So pretty easy, just use your formula, which is r theta, which is the angle. R is 12 times the angle, which is 1.7 for the length of arc. That will be 20.4. So we know this part, we have to find this part. So what is BC? BC is the third part of the triangle. Since you know this angle, you know this and this, you can use your cosine rule to find the part BC. So cosine of the angle, which is 2.183, is equal to 12, which is, because this is 12 and this is 12, so 12 square plus 12 square minus BC square divided by 2 times 12 times 12. Now we just have to make BC square the subject of formula. So I hope you know how to do this. So cos was cos of 2.183 times 2 times 12 times 12. Now we have 2 times 144, which is this one. That will be BC square is 453.5. Now BC will be square root of that. That should be 21.296. 21.296. Okay, so now it's pretty easy to find the perimeter. We know this side, we know this side, we know this is 12 and this is 12. So let's add everything together to find the perimeter. That is 20.4 plus 21.296 plus 12 and plus 12. 20.4 plus 21, so plus answer, plus 12 plus 12. That should be 65.7 centimeter for the perimeter. Okay, so that will be your question number 4. Now let's move on to question number 5. Now we have to form a security code to be chosen from using the 6 following. So we have 6 from the following. We have 6 letters, 3 numbers, and 2 symbols. So in total we have 3 plus 3 plus 2, that is 8 characters we can choose from, right? Now, none of the above may be used more than once, so you can only use them one time in your code. Find the number of ways the code may be chosen if there is no restriction. So we can just choose anything from that. So 8 permutation of 6, that will be 2160. So that is one way of doing this. Now if you guys don't know how to use P from your calculator, you can always go back to the basics. So for example, we have to choose 6 characters from these characters. So we have A, B, C, 2, 3, 5, and then we have these 2 signs. Okay, so now for the first one, how many options you have? You can choose anything. You can choose this, 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 or this. So you have 8 options, right? Let's say I choose A. And then for this one, you will have 7 options. Let's say I choose B. For this one, you will have 6 options. Let's say I choose C, for example. So this one, I will have 5 options. Let's say I choose 2. For this one, I will have 4 options. Let's say I choose 3. And for this one, I will have 3 options remaining. Let's say I choose 5. So your number of ways you will have, you have to multiply. You will see you must have the same answer, but let's give it a try. 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. That should be 2160. So same as this. Okay. Now for part 2 is the code starts with a letter and finishes with a symbol. Okay. Let's first write down our list. We have A, B, C, and we have 2, 3, 5, and then we have 2 symbols, right? Now, going back to the basics, we have to choose 6 from them. So here we have a condition. It needs to start with a letter. So for it to begin with a letter, we have 3 options, right? So it can be A, B, or C. So it is 3 options. Let's say I choose A. Now, for it to finish with a symbol, it has 2 options. Let's say I choose this one. Now remaining I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for this one I have 6 options. Let's say I choose B. This one I will have 5 options. Let's say I choose C. Let's say I choose 2 here for 4 options, and that will be the total number of ways of having this code. So 3 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2. That should be 2160. 2160 for this part. Now this is part 2. Now let's move on to part 3. Now the 2 symbols are next to each other in the code. So let's write this down again. We have A, B, C, 2, 3, 5, and we have these 2 symbols. Now, if they are together, let's assume that they are in one box. So when we choose them, we have to choose them together, right? Let's assume that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from 7 type of characters, we have to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now let's see, where can we place this one? Because the code has to have the 2 symbols which are next to each other. So that's the condition, right? So let's say you choose that. Where can you place it? So we have 2 here. We can place them here. That's one option. We can place them here. 2 options. 3, 4, and 5. So write down for now. So we have 5 options of placing the code. These 2 codes, these 2 symbols in the list. So just to try one more time. So we have 2 symbols in this group, and they need to be in the code according to the question, right? Now, assuming that already, if you have 2, where can you place them? You can place them here, right? You can place them here, which is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you write down 5. Okay, that is for now. Now, let's assume that you have placed them here. You have this and this. Now, for the rest, you will have to choose 4 more from the list. You will have to choose, let's say, A. So let's say I can choose anything. So you have 6 options. I choose A. Now I will have 5 options. I'll choose B. I will have 4 options. I choose C. I will have 3 options. I will choose 2. Okay, so now it's not over yet, because the reason why it's not over yet is because, as you can see, the code, what I chose, the symbols, I put this in this way, right? So now what happens if I was to put the code like this, right? It is in different positions now. So you have to multiply by 2, right? Because this can be arranged in 2 ways. So you can put this in this way, or you can put this in this way, right? So we have 2 ways of arranging the codes. We have to multiply by 2. So 5 times 2 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. Okay, so 5 times 2 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. That should be 3600. Okay, that will be part 3 of this question. And that was your question number 5. Part A. Okay. Now for part B, so we have 2 teams, each of 4 students. Okay, so we are trying to make 2 teams of 4. So basically, we need 8 people in 4 of this, 4 in each team, right? They are supposed to be selected from a class of 8 boys and 6 girls. So if you add them, you will have 14 people to choose from. Okay. Find the number of ways the 2 teams may be selected if, first one, if there's no restriction. So basically for the first team, so we have 2 teams, right? So team 1, so let's say team 1, and team 2. So we have to choose 4 for team 1 and 4 for team 2 to make 2 teams of 4 people, right? So team 1 will choose first. You will say from 14 people, team 1 can choose 4. And then from the remaining, so 14 minus 4 is what? 10. We have to choose 4 more for the team number 2. So it comes 4 times 10, choose 4. That will be 2010. That should be your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, one team is to contain boys only and the other team is to contain girls only. So pretty easy because we had 8 boys and 6 girls, right? So one team will contain boys only, so let's do that. So 8 will choose, first team will choose 4 boys times 6 will choose, so from the 6 girls we'll choose 4 girls. That is team number 2. 8 choose 4 times 6 choose 4. That should be 10, 50. Okay, and that will be your question number 5. Now let's move on to the next one. Question number 6. A particle moves in a straight line such that its displacement x from a fixed point O after t seconds is given by this equation. Okay, now we have to find the initial displacement of the particle. So initial means at first, so at time equal to 0. So find x. X will be 10 ln 0 square plus 4 minus 4 times 0. Now simplify. 10 ln 0 square is 0 plus 4 is 4 minus 0. That will be 10 ln 4. Now we can solve this on your calculator. So 10 ln 4, that should be 13.9. 13.9, that will be m meters because displacement is in terms of meters. Okay, correct to 3SF. Now for part 2, find the values of t when the particle is at rest. So when you see at rest, you have to know that v is equal to 0. Now, how would you find v? We know v is equal to dx by dt. So we know x is given to you by this equation. So we have to do differentiation with respect to t of this equation. So 10 is only a multiple. We can leave this outside. ln will have to differentiate. So first you have to write 1 and then take this function to be your denominator. That's the first step. And then we have to multiply by the differentiation of the inside. So what would you get? You will get 2t plus 0, so that will be 2t. Minus 4t will be 4. Okay, so now we can simplify. You will have 20t over this minus 4 is equal to 0, right? Because we're trying to find at rest. So this becomes 0. This is v. Now let's find the values of t for which this is true. So the first step is I can send this over here. You will have 20t over t squared plus 4 is equal to 4 over 1. Now we can cross multiply. You will have 20t equal to 4t squared plus 16. Now we can divide by 4 everywhere. You will have 5t equal to t squared plus 4. Now send everything to one side. You will have t squared minus 5t plus 4 equal to 0. Now we have to factorize this. T squared is t times t. 4 is 4 times 1. To get minus 5 has to be minus 1 minus 4 to be minus 5. So t becomes 1 and t becomes 4. So your values of t is 1 or it can be 4. That is part 2 of that question. Now let's move on to part 3. So find the value of t, just one value of t, when the acceleration is 0. So when a is equal to 0. So how would you find a? So you must know by now a is equal to dv by dt. Right. You know v has been found in part 2 as 20 over t squared plus 4 minus 4. This is your your value of v from the for the equation found in part 2. So now we have to find dv by dt. So pretty easy. As you observe here, we have a fraction. We can use the quotient rule. So dv by dt is given by, so first you have to write this down, t squared plus 4. Always write the base down first. Now multiply by differentiation of this one, that will be 20. And then we have to minus, then we have to write this down. Then we have to differentiate this one, you will get 2t. And then all everything divide by the square of the denominator. That's the first step. And this one will become 0, right? Now we can simplify this if you want to. So here you will have 20. You can factorize 20 outside. You will have t squared plus 4 minus 2t squared, right? Divide by t squared plus 4 square. Now if you simplify, you will have 20. So t squared minus 2t squared, that will be minus t squared, so 4 minus t squared over t squared plus 4 square. So that is your acceleration A. Now you have to find the value of t when this is true. So when this is, so basically this is true, so you have to equate this to 0. Now, if you were to cross multiply, you will have what? You will have 24 t squared equal to 0. Now divide by 20 everywhere, you will have 4 minus t squared equal to 0. Now we can factorize this. If you observe, what is 4? You would say 4 is 2 times 2, right? So this becomes 2 squared minus t squared equal to 0, which is 2 plus t. 2 minus t is equal to 0. So the two values of t can be 2 is equal to, so t is equal to minus 2, or t is equal to 2, the two values of t. Now, if you observe, time can only be positive, so this will not be a good value. So t is equal to 2, when a is equal to 0. And that is your question number 6. Now let's move on to question number 7. So we have this diagram. We have AB given to you by 4A, BC is given to you by B, and DC as 7A. Now, the lines AC and B intersect at the point X. Find in terms of A and B. First one, find DA. So how would you find DA? Let's have a look. DA is DC, CB, BA. Okay? So DA is DC plus CB plus BA. So DC is 7A plus CB is minus B and BA is minus 4A. That will be 3A minus B. That's the first part. Now for part 2, find DB. Where is DB? DB is this. So to find DB, we have to do DC and CB. So DC plus CB. DC is 7A minus B. That is your DB. Now we have part 3. Given that AX is equal to lambda AC, find in terms of A, B, and lambda the value of AX. So AX is lambda AC. So where is AC? AC is this. So let's first find AC. AC is given by, according to the diagram, AC will be A going to B, B going to C. So A going to B plus B going to C. That will be 4A plus B. So AX has to be lambda times 4A plus B, which is 4 lambda A plus lambda B. That is part 3. Now part 4 is find dx. So let's see where is dx. Dx will be this one. So how would you find dx? Let's see if we have anything given to us. So to find dx, we have to look at this one, right? Because, oh, I see. So basically, we have to use the AC to find dx, in a way, right? So dx will be, so what do we know? We know the value of ax. We know ax. So dx will be dA and ax. Okay? So dA and ax. So dA was found in part 1. It is 3a minus b plus ax. This is ax. 4 this plus lambda this. So let's write this down. So we have, let's group all the a's together. It will become 3 plus 4 lambda a. Then we have plus lambda minus 1 b. So that is dx. Now for part this one, we have dx is equal to mu db. So what is db? db is given by this. So dx is given by mu times db, which is 7a minus b, which is 7 mu a minus mu b. So we have to find the value of lambda and mu. So comparing the two values of dx, so here also we have dx. So basically we have on both sides 3 plus 4 lambda a plus lambda minus 1 b is equal to 7 mu a minus mu b, which means we have to compare the coefficient. So this is this and this is this. So let's compare. So we have 3 plus 4 lambda is equal to 7 mu, and then we have lambda minus 1 is equal to minus mu. Make this the subject of formula. So mu is equal to 1 minus lambda. Now replace this back in here. You will have 3 plus 4 lambda equal to 7 minus 7 lambda. This is mu actually, sorry. So we send this over here. You will have 4 plus 7, that will be 11. That will be 7 minus 3, that will be 4. So lambda will be 4 over 11. Now mu will be 1 minus this one. That should be 11 minus, so we have base of 11. 11 minus 4, that should be 7 over this. So your two values will be, lambda is 4 over 11 and mu should be 7 over 11. This is your values for lambda and mu. And that was question number 7. Now let's move on to question number 8. So we have to first integrate this. So step by step, we have 10. 10 is only a constant. Times this, integration of this, that will be e to x, but we have to divide by 2 because of this one. Now this will become plus, that will be e minus 2x, divided by minus 2 because of this. That will become plus c. This is your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, hence find this in terms of a constant k. So we have limits of k and minus k. So we have to find these two values. Between k and minus k. So replace, you will have 5e 2k minus e minus 2k over 2 minus 5e minus 2k, and then this will become minus e 2k over 2. Now let's expand. You will have what? You will have 5 e 2k minus e 2k over 2 minus 5 e minus 2k plus e 2k over 2. So these two are the same. So 2k here, 2k here. So 5 minus, so 5 plus half is 5.5. So that will be, so 5.5 is what? 11 over 2. So 11 over 2 e 2k. And this one will be minus half minus 5. That will be minus 11 over 2 e power minus 2k. So that will be your answer in terms of k. Now for this one, it tells you that given that this was equal to minus 60, show this is true. So let's do that. So this is equal to minus 60. So 11 over 2, you have 2k minus 11 over 2 minus 2k is equal to minus 60. So if you multiply by 2 everywhere, you will have 11e 2k minus 11e minus 2k is equal to minus 120. Now you send everything to one side, you will have 11e 2k minus 11e minus 2k, then minus, send here, you will become plus 120 is 0. That is your part 3 of your question. This is shown as required. Now part 4, using a substitution of this, we have to find the value of k in the form of this. Okay, let's do this. So for now we have this one. For now we have this is 2k minus 11e minus 2k plus 120 is equal to 0. So we have to use this substitution. So first thing we can do is we can change that to, so that will be 2k minus 11 over e 2k to make it become positive. Now we can replace easily. So if you observe, this is y, that is y and y. You will have 11 y minus 11 over y plus 120 equal to 0. Then we have to multiply by y to remove this y. You will have y squared minus 11 plus 120 y. So to eliminate this y, we have to multiply by y everywhere. So you will have this. Then we can try to factorize. So let's rearrange first. That will be this plus 120 y minus 11 equal to 0. So let's find the value of possible value of y. So how can you factorize this? Let's try. So 11 y squared is 11 y times y. 11 is 11 times 1. 11 times 11 is 121. So plus 121 minus 1 to get plus 120. That is your value. Now y can equal to 1 over 11. Y can equal to minus 11. Now our answer is not y, we have to find k. So replace, that is e power 2k is equal to 1 over 11 and e power 2k is equal to minus 11. Now for this one we have 2k equal to ln minus 11. That will be invalid, so it will not be possible for this value. So we only have this one remaining. So 2k will be e 1 over 11. Okay, so now k is equal to half of ln 1 over 11. So that is your value of k in the form of a ln b, where a and b are constants. Okay, it doesn't say the integers, it's only say constants, so that is enough. So your value of k will be half of ln 1 over 11. Okay, that will be your question part 4, and that is question number 8. Let's move on to question number 9. A curve have equation y. The normal to the curve at the point this meets the x-axis and the y-axis at a and b. Find the exact area of triangle AOB. So to find the area AOB, we first have to find these 2 points. And to find these 2 points, we have to find the equation of normal of the curve at this point. So how do you find the equation of normal? So we have to find the gradient of normal. So we have to find the gradient of normal. So to find this, we must first find the gradient of tangent. And to find tangent, we have to find dy by dx. That is equal to what? So 4x becomes 4 plus, so 3 times minus sine 2x times 2. That will give you 4 minus 6 sine 2x. Now we have to find the gradient at the point. As you can see, it is given to you at x equal to pi by 4. X equal to pi by 4. That will be 4 minus 6 sine 2 times pi by 4. Let's see, what do we get? So 4 minus 6 sine 2 times pi over 4. That should be, seems to be not exact. So let's give a try again. So pi by 4 is what? Pi is 180 divided by 4 should be 45. Times 2, that should be 90 degrees. So So sine of 90 is 1. So 4 minus 6, that should be minus 2. So let me try again in terms of radius. I don't know what happened. Let me try again. So that will be, we have sine of 2 times pi over 4. That will be this one. That should be 1. Times minus 6. That should be minus 6. 4 minus answer. Sorry. 4 minus 6. Minus 2. So this is your value of your gradient of tangent. So mt, which is gradient of tangent, is equal to this. So what is gradient of normal? That should be half. Okay. Now we know the x value. We have to find the y value. So y replace back in your equation. 4 times pi by 4 plus 3 cos of 2 pi by 4. So let's do that. So we have cos of 2 times pi by 4. That should be 0. So that is pi. So the point is pi by 4 and pi. That is your x and y. And the gradient of normal is equal to half. So we can find the equation of normal. So equation of normal is equal to y minus pi over x minus pi by 4 is equal to 1 over 2. Now you cross multiply, become 2y minus 2 pi is equal to x minus pi by 4. Now 2y is equal to x minus pi by 4 plus 2 pi. So 2y is x. Now you simplify this. So minus 1 over 4 plus 2, that should be 1 and then 1, so 3 quarters. So that will be plus, so 1 times 4 plus 3, that should be 7 over 4 pi. That is your equation of your normal. Now to find the points A and B, is say that the normal meets the axis at these 2 points. So the point A is on the x-axis. So at x-axis, the value of y is 0. Replace 0, so we have 2 times 0 is equal to x plus 7 over 4 pi. So x is equal to minus 7 over 4 pi. The point A will be minus 7 over 4 pi, and that will be 0. That is your point A. Now going on to your point B, let's see what's possible. So for point B, it is at the y-axis. At the y-axis, x is equal to 0. So we have 2y is equal to x will be 0 plus 7 over 4 pi. So value of y will be 7 over 4 pi divided by 2. That should be 7 over 8 pi. So the point B will be, so x is 0 and then 7 over 8 pi. So now since we know the points A and B, and the point O is your origin, so O is just 0, 0, we have to find the area of triangle AOB. So pretty easy. First thing, you have to visualize where is your values. This is your y-axis, this is your x, this is your point O, and A is minus 7 over 4 pi, 0, that is your point A. And where is your point B? 0, 7 over 8 pi. That is your point B. Let's label this as A and B. So triangle AOB, it's a right angle triangle with height of this value and base of this value. So how do you find area of triangle? Area is equal to half times base times height, right? So it becomes half times base will be this length. Length is positive, that will be 7 over 4 pi times 7 over 8 pi for the height. So half times 7 over 4. So I think we should express in terms of pi, right? Let's see. We can also find decimal afterwards. So 1 times 7 times 7, that is 49 pi square over 2 times 4 is 8 times 8 will be 64. So that will be your answer in terms of fraction and pi. But if you want to simplify, you will have 49 divided by 64 times pi square. That should be 7.56 units square if you want to write in decimal place. Okay, so that was your question number 9. Let's move on to your question number 10. Okay, let's move on to question number 10. So we have to solve this equation. So here we have 2 cos 3x equal to sec 3x, and this is the domain of x. So here we have x, here we have 3x. So one thing you can do is you can change the domain to 3x. Let's see what is the max and the minimum value you can take. So times 3, that will be 360, and 0. So 3x can be between 0 and 360. So that is good to know when you're about to solve this kind of equation. So first thing first, what is this? Sec. So sec 3x is equal to 1 over cos 3x. Right. Now we have to replace back in your equation. You will have 2 cos 3x is equal to 1 over cos 3x. Next step is we can cross multiply. You will have 2 cos square 3x is equal to 1. So cos square 3x is equal to half. Cos 3x is equal to plus minus root of half. Okay, so here we have 2 possible values. So for the first one, it can be negative, right? Negative 1 square root of 1 half, or it can be positive, is 3x plus root of 1 half. So now you have to know when cos is negative, it will be in which quadrant? It will be in your second quadrant. This is 180 minus theta, and your third quadrant, it could be 180 plus theta. So let's first find the value of theta. So theta is different from 3x, so theta here, that will be cos inverse of the positive value of root of half to find the value of theta. But that is not your value of 3x. 3x is this thing that we need to find. Okay, so cos inverse, let's use degrees, of root 0.5, right? Half is 0.5. That should be 45 degrees. So theta is 45 degrees. Now next step, 3x is first one is it is 180 minus theta, so 180 minus 45, and it can be 180 plus 45. So to solve, 3x is equal to what? That is 135, or it can be 225. So x is what? 135 divided by 3, that is 45. 225 divided by 3, that is 75. Okay, that is your 2 values of x for this one. How about this one? Now, if cos is positive, it has to be in your first quadrant and in your fourth quadrant. So first is only theta, and this will be 360 minus theta. Again, theta is cos inverse of the positive value of this, which we found here is 45 degrees. So now from this we can write down 3x is equal to, according to your drawing, it is theta 45, or it can be 360 minus theta. That should be 315. So your values of x could be 15, and it could be 105. Okay, so this is your answer. So x can be 15, 45, 75, and 105. So you have 4 answers for part 1. Now for part 2, let's see what do we have. We have this equation. We have cot y and cosec y. So for this you have to know how or what formula or what identity we have that link these two together. So we have cosec square, sorry, I think it's cosec square, let's say y is equal to 1 plus cot square y. So this is given to you in your formula sheet. You can always, you don't need to remember this by heart, but it is given to you by on the formula sheet. Okay, so we have to replace this by this. So I think I kind of made a mistake, right? Let me double check. So let's say I'm not too sure. What do? I always go back to the main formulas, which is, if you will go back to this one. So this one you know for sure, right? Sine square y plus cos square y is equal to 1. Now, if you want to change one of them to become cosec or cot, you have to divide by sine, right? Divide by sine square everywhere. You will have 1 plus cos square y is equal to, this is so we have 1 here, now will become cosec square y. So this is the right formula, so I was right, this is right as well. Okay, so replace this one by this one. You will have 3 times cosec will become 1 plus cot square y plus 5 cot y minus 5. So that is simply replacing this by this. Okay, nothing big has happened. So let's simplify now. So 3 times 3 cot square y plus 5 cot y minus 5 is equal to 0. Now we can simplify. So 3 cot square y plus 5 cot y, 3 minus 5 is minus 2 equal to 0. Now if you factorize this, you will have 3 cot y times cot y. 2 is 2 times 1, that could be plus 6 minus 1 to get plus 5, right? So first one is cot y is equal to 1 over 3 and cot y is equal to minus 2. Now what is cot y? Cot y is equal to what? So you must know by now, cot y is 1 over 10 y. So replace here, you will have 10 y is equal to 3 and 10 y is equal to minus 1 over 2. So we have to solve them separately. Now let's solve the first one. So when tan is positive, it will be in your first quadrant. This is your value of theta. And in your third quadrant, third one is 180 plus theta. Now as I mentioned, theta is tan inverse of the positive value of 3. Let's see what we get. So tan inverse of 3, that will be 71.6. 71.6. Right. Now the value of y, we have to look at your angles. So first one is theta, which is 71.6, and then this one is 180 plus that. So plus 180, that will be 251.6. So that is your two values of y for this one. Now when tan is negative, you have to look at your quadrant again. It will be in your second quadrant. This is what? This is 180 minus theta. And your fourth quadrant, this is 360 minus theta. Now we have to first find the value of theta. Theta is always tan inverse of the positive value of this, so plus half. So let's see what we get. Tan inverse of 0.5, that should be 26.6. So from this, let's find the value of y. Y is, first one is 180 minus this. That should be 153.4. And then we have 360 minus 26.6, 333.4. So here we have our 4 solutions for the value of y. So y is equal to 71.6, 153.4, 251.6, and 333.4. So we have these 4 values of y. That is part B. Now let's move on to part C. So we have to solve this one and for this one, right? For this domain. So first step, as always, we have to make sine the subject of formula. So sine will be z plus pi by 3 is equal to half. Now, as you know, if sine is positive, it has to be in your first quadrant and in your third quadrant. This is just theta, and this is, since this one is pi now, we have to use radians, so this will be pi minus theta. Okay, so first step is to find the value of theta. Yes, theta is sine inverse of the positive of this value, which is half. That should give you pi by, because sine inverse of half is what? You would say that is 30 degrees, which is pi by 6. Okay, now to find the value of, so write down z plus pi by 3 is equal to, first one is just theta, which is pi by 6, and then we have this minus theta, so pi minus this. So let's solve this on here. We have pi minus pi by 6. If you take out pi, you will have 1 minus 1 over 6. That will be 5 over 6. So here you will have, this is pi by 6. This is 5 over 6 pi. This is for the value of z plus pi by 3. Okay. Now to find z, we have to minus this, right? So that will be z, so pi by 6 minus pi by 3. 5 over 6 pi minus pi by 3. Let's see what would you get. So let's do this here. So 1 over 6 minus 1 over 3, that will be minus 1 over 6 pi. And 5 over 6 minus 1 over 3, that will be half. So here is your value of z. Now the only problem is that that is not defined for a negative value. It cannot be negative. So what you do here, whenever you have a negative value, you have to plus 2 pi. So you will have, so let's do the math here. So you will have 1 over 6 pi plus 2 pi. If you take out pi, you will have 2 minus 1 over 6, which is 12 over 6 minus 1 over 6, which is 12 minus 1 is 11 over 6. So your answer will be half pi and then 11 over 6 pi. Now to check if this is more than your range, we can verify. So 2 pi is what? It is 6.28, right? And what is this one? 11 times pi divided by 6. That is 5.76, which is less than your domain. So it means that this value is inside your domain. So these two values will be your value of z for this question part C. And that was question number 10. So this is also the last question of this paper. I hope that was somewhat helpful. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.